technically day 3 for us here, although the first day was a bit of a write-off. And we are out exploring again today. We have just been for breakfast and we are heading towards the old quarter and a street called Bear Street, which I'm guessing is where all the young tourists come.
Bear Street for the non-Kiwis.
I'm guessing this is where all the young tourists and backpackers stay. There's probably loads of hostels, and again, it's probably somewhere that Josh and I would have stayed like 10 years ago when we were traveling by ourselves. It is super hectic out on the streets, walking around, cars and motorbikes tooting, and just bikes everywhere. Hi guys! As always, we're loving it. We've officially been ripped off twice. Once with the rickshaw and once with somebody selling us some food on the side of the street. So we're really getting the full experience. But we're gonna go see what this Bear Street's like, check out the old quarter, and hopefully mosey over to the French Quarter as well at some point. This is where you'll come when you're older, guy, and you're backpacking. We have found Bear Street, and of course, as to be expected, it's full of bars and restaurants, so it's more of an evening place to come. And we can see how cool this would be if you were a young backpacker, not traveling with kids. And it looks like a really cool party place. We're here at 9:30 in the morning, so 90% of stuff is closed, but that's okay. We're having a wander around, and it's nice and quiet compared to some of the other streets we've been on.
We've come to the famous temple Nyok Song on the lake here in Hanoi, and it's really cool. It's pretty cheap to get in. It's only 30,000 dong per adult to get in. Any under 15s are free, and you can basically just walk across the bridge over to the kind of the temple area, and it's surrounded by these amazing trees with all the roots going down into the water. There's beautiful bonsai trees that are immaculately kept, and there's just an array of different flowers and plant life, which is just so beautiful. We haven't got a guide or anything, so we're just wandering around, but it's just a really nice place to come, escape the city and have a look around. Yeah, so I would definitely recommend coming over here because it's definitely a kind of a sweet little oasis from the city. We've just left the temple and we're now walking around the lake, which is really beautiful. It's such a cool place to come while you're in Hoi An, and it's just surrounded by like busy roads, and now you just come into here and it's like this little peaceful area that you can just kind of walk around. It's really good for kids because there's just loads of different kind of laneways that you can wander around, and it means that Gaia can have some time where she's not being held, picked up or on our shoulders. So it's a really good place to come when you've got your children and they can have some free play. So we walked around Hoan Kiem Lake for quite a while, and we've come over to the eastern side, which is where the famous French Quarter is, which is an affluent area with loads of colonial cool buildings, and it's known for having really cool hotels, art galleries, loads of cool restaurants, and lots of amazing little cafes. So we're gonna have a little wander around, see what we think before heading back for Gaia's nap, and then we'll, being attacked by flies, and then we'll and then we will head back out this afternoon to get some dinner and then have a nice evening in Hanoi. Instantly, as soon as you come into the French Quarter, you can tell how affluent the area is. It seems like you could be anywhere in mainland Europe or America or any Western country. The pavements are wide, they're clean, the trees are immaculate, and you're surrounded by all these name brands like Valentino and Gucci, and all of the hotels just look so incredible. It's definitely a far cry from where we are in the old town, which again is kind of like the back streets of a kind of Parisian city. But yeah, it's very different over here, but really nice to walk around and really cool and interesting. But yeah, just clearly not what you think when you come to Hanoi.
Dinner at a traditional Vietnamese restaurant. We chose this place because they had a whole section of their menu was vegetarian and vegan friendly, and the guy brought out our first dish, which was a Vietnamese pancake, and he basically did a demonstration to show us how to make them. Here's what I made earlier. And you roll it up and you dip it in the sauce, and it is delicious. It's like a fresh spring roll, and the flavors are so good. The mint is just amazing. And it's really cool being a bit more hands-on, like making our own spring rolls. And yeah, guys, we've been really enjoying it as well.
We also got a load of other dishes. We asked the guy who served us how many would be appropriate for 2.5 people, and he said about 5 dishes. So we've got some fried vegetable spring rolls, which look amazing. We've got a vegan noodle soup, which is filled with lots of good stuff. It's basically like a traditional pho. Everything looks and smells amazing. So I'm really looking forward to digging in because I'm starving.
You like that one? And what flavour are you getting, Gaia? Chocolate. Chocolate. Okay. Is it chocolate?
No.
And those ones. Okay, sounds good. We're finishing off our day in Hanoi at Häagen-Dazs, having some dessert. Gaia is having chocolate ice cream with gummy bears, M&Ms, and rainbow sprinkles. She is a very happy girl. And then after this, we'll be going home and going to bed, hopefully. So that wraps up our second, third, whatever day it is here in Hanoi. Are you liking Hanoi? Walking home at 6 o'clock, and Hanoi is like such a different place at night. It's so cool. I love this about cities that just come alive at night, and it's got such a cool vibe. It's got such a cool feel. There's so many people out and about. The roads are hectic. There's fairy lights in the trees. It's just so beautiful. And the thing I love about cities with a good coffee culture like Hanoi is that a lot of the places that are open are actually just coffee shops serving coffee, and that is totally me. If you know me at all, I love coffee. So yeah, it's really cool. Sometimes I do feel like it would be nice for us to be able to go out more at night or experience the nightlife, but we can always do that anytime in our life, and I wouldn't change a thing for traveling with Gaia. It's been such an epic experience. We've absolutely loved it. But yeah, really cool to walk home. It's not even late, 6 o'clock, but as you can see, it's getting dark, and yeah, cool to experience this side of the city. What an awesome day.
Good morning, Vietnam. We have come out of the Old Town district over towards the Botanical Gardens. We're going to have a day out in the Botanical Gardens because they've got a playground there which Gaia will really like. We always try and have a day where Gaia has everything set up around her rather than us just doing all the touristy stuff. But again, obviously, going to the Botanical Gardens is still touristy, but it's amazing. We've come out this way and you go past the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum. There's the Temple of Literature. There's the Temple of Literature. Hi Baba, hi Baba. There's the Temple of Literature, the pagoda, and loads of other stuff in this area. So it's quite cool walking around because it's completely different. It's really open and yeah, very different to the Old Town, which is so busy and hustle and bustle. So we're gonna have a look around the Botanical Gardens, see what we think. We absolutely love going around Botanical Gardens because they're always really chilled. So next stop, Botanical Gardens.
We're walking around this area and we forgot how hot it actually was here in Hanoi, because in the Old Town where we've been staying and spending most of our time walking around, there are these beautiful trees that cover a lot of the streets and it's really shady. But we're off to the park now, which guys are very excited for. We're not going to the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum because we've got Gaia with us and it's not something that she would find interesting, and we can save that for the next time that we come back because we definitely plan on coming to Vietnam again, hopefully when Gaia's a bit older. Luckily we're not planning on going because I'm not dressed appropriately anyway, so if you do come, it's kind of like temple dress. You have to have your shoulders covered and you also have to go through like an airport security type setup to get in, so just be mindful of that. If you're bringing lots of bags, you've got lots of things with you, they're all gonna have to get checked.
This area of Hanoi seems so affluent. It is where the palace is, so you would kind of imagine that with probably diplomats around here, but the buildings are just absolutely stunning, and all these colonial old buildings with the wooden shutters on the windows, and it is just such a beautiful place. And then you walk past and you see all these guards with huge old guns, and it's quite intimidating when it says no cameras and you've got people with guns. But thankfully, having a toddler kind of breaks the ice a little bit and everyone wants to wave at Gaia regardless of the guns.
Most of this trip so far, when we've been out and about with Gaia, we don't drive anywhere. For the most part, we stay in a central location and we walk everywhere. I'm just always amazed at how well Gaia does with long-ish walks. This reminds me of when we were in KL and we walked like 45 minutes or something to get to the Botanical Gardens to go to a playground for her. And today's been a bit similar. And I'm just always so impressed by how well she does. She walks so much. Some days on this trip, Josh and I have done 15 to 20,000 steps and Gaia walks a solid amount of those. So yeah, she's such a great little traveler and we're just having the best time with her. We just love spending every day with her. Gaia, when you watch this when you're older, we hope that this is just the first of many adventures we have as a family. We love you. So So we've just arrived here at Hanoi Botanical Gardens and we did have to pay to get in. It was 2,000 Vietnamese dong per person or per adult for Josh and I, and that works out to be, I don't know, we think like 70 New Zealand cents or something, less than $1 anyway. So, but yeah, really cheap, but we were surprised we had to pay to get in, but it is what it is. And we're so happy to be in this big open green space. If you've watched our other videos, you'll know that we love coming to open green spaces with Gaia where she can run around free, burn some energy, and we think of them as like yes spaces, spaces where we don't have to say no to her. When you're traveling, it can be really hard with the toddler sometimes, saying don't put that in your mouth, don't touch that, don't run over there. So we like to have dedicated time where it's all about Gaia and things that she wants to do, and we can say yes to her and encourage her curiosity and let her be a 2-year-old. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and find the children's playground and hopefully she has a great time. We don't know if we're at the right place. There's 2 slides and what looks like used to have swings on it. If this is the children's playground, it's the saddest children's playground we've ever been to. We're hoping that maybe we are just almost next to the proper playground and there might be something coming up, but yeah, a little bit of a disappointment. So if you come to the Botanical Gardens, come for the beautiful lake, come for the beautiful walks, come for the shade, the beautiful trees. There is a lot to offer here. The children's playground is not one of them.